Hello and welcome to Gone Wilding. We are Tian and Lou, a couple travelling Australia in our 22-year-old Land Cruiser troop carrier Hildy. This week we continue our Tasmanian adventure and head west, visiting the Mount Field National Park on the lands of the Big River Nation. We hike the challenging Mount Field East Circuit and give you a rundown on the national park, some camping info and the history of this beautiful area. Hi guys, we've just arrived at the Mount Field National Park campground. It's beautiful. We're here for the next couple of days to do some hikes, which we're really excited about. I've just woken up. We got here last night and it's a beautiful place. It's so quiet and it's really nice to be somewhere for a couple of days after a couple of moving every night days. So yeah, we'll show you around the campground. It's beautiful. It's just so calming and it's nice to be amongst nature and some ancient trees. So yeah. We are hoping to do two major hikes while we're here. One is the Tarn Shelf Circuit, which is 16 kilometres, and the other one is the Mount Field East National Park walk, which is about 10 kilometres. So we need to get our hiking legs going, but we've had beautiful weather so far. It's blue sky and we're so excited to be here. So the campground is full, like completely full. We've been really surprised at how busy it's been in Tasmania since we've arrived. We would prefer more space, but you know, we are grateful we got a spot. We actually got a powered spot, which is incredible. It was $20 and the unpowered spot was $16, so we would feel better with all of our battery issues to have some power and charge all of our electrics, even though we have the battery. But anyway, we're still recovering from our battery situation. So yeah, this is such a beautiful place. I've just gone for a little walk because Lewis is still asleep. There's a really great visitor centre here as well, with a cafe, which is great. But yeah, it's a really beautiful place. So this campground is on the way to the Western Wilds. We're technically in the Western Wilds right now. So we've left Hobart, we've left our mechanic, we've left our issues behind us, and we are in the West. Now we're only in the West for this week because we've booked to go to Port Arthur and Fortescue Bay campground, which is back towards the east. So we're here for a week. Nothing's really that far in Tasmania. It's like 2 hours to drive where we need to go after this. So we're going to be here for about 4 or 5 days, seeing as much as we can. And then we're going to go back east. And after east, we're going to go up, around and come back down the west. But yeah, so far we love the west. It's really beautiful. So I'm standing in sort of an information circle at the moment, reading sort of about the area, and one thing that I didn't realise and didn't know was the Aboriginal territory that this national park is on is part of the Big River Nation. I didn't know about the Big River Nation, but what I've learned, which is pretty incredible, is that they survived the last glacial ice age, which finished about 10,000 years ago. So there is evidence that the Big River Nation has been on this country for about 40,000 years, which is incredible, but that they've also adapted to an ice age period. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to think about, that humans are that resilient, but also that there is evidence of people who have cared for this ancient forest for so long. Like, there is tree ferns that are linked to ancient flora and Antarctic flora, and things that have plants that are still here today that we believe are connected to Gondwana, so, you know, ancient, a time long ago. So yeah, it's pretty incredible to be in this nature and know how old it is. Okay, I'm quite hungry now, and I'm going to go back to camp and wake Lewis up and make coffee and make food, because I've been so excited to be here that I've been awake since like 5 o'clock, and the sun doesn't come up in Tasmania until like 7, which is not good for an early bird like me. So I've been so excited to get outside, and I'm not even properly dressed. Like, I've got my Crocs on and it's a whole thing. So I'm going to go back to camp, wake Lewis up, and yeah, so start our trip and start our adventure in the Mount Field National Park. It is a chilly morning. We are about to do the Mount Field East circuit. It is 11 kilometers return. It is the biggest hike we've done so far, and I think the biggest hike I've ever done. And it is chilly. We stayed at the campground, the visitors campground down at the national park down the mountain. It's about 9 k's from here, so you have to drive up the hill, and we're doing it anti-clockwise because the amazing person at the visitor center said go the other way, because at the end of the hike you'd rather be walking down the hill to your car than up the hill, which is a great piece of advice. So we have our layers on. It is still chilly with our layers on, so we're probably going to grab a beanie. We've got our thermals just in case. We're not really sure. Every time you come to the national parks in Tasmania, they're like, prepare for anything. Like, tomorrow or today, snow could come. And you're like, oh, okay, right, snow. Like, they're like, just be prepared for sudden changes at any given time. And then they said that at Hearts Peak, and we packed a lot of stuff that we absolutely didn't need. So anyway, we're going to do this hike. We'll take you along. We'll show you what it's like. We are not expert hikers, but the lady at the visitor center said it's considered advanced, but it's fine. You know, there's a bit of a scramble at the end to go to the summit, which can't be any worse than what we did at Hearts Peak. So yeah, I'm a little nervous but excited, and we'll show you the hike. The start looks pretty ominous. Like, we just saw the entry and we're like, oh, is that it? Right. So we'll take you along. So there you can see the elevation, but that's if you start that way. So we're actually starting that way and going to build ourselves up. So at least I think that's the way we're doing it, but there we go. So this is the start.
This looks like something out of Lord of the Rings. This is like Sam and Frodo going into some weird.
Except Sam and Frodo didn't have snake bite kids.
And we don't have the one ring, thankfully.
So we're starting, and it is literally going straight into the bush. And oh, look at these berries. Rocks are bigger. So we've just gotten to, I believe, the rock scrambling part of the hike. You can see the path does not exist any longer. Lewis will forge our path. Once again, I don't think the camera's going to do justice. Just how steep that is. There's the lake that we were, there's the lake we were just at. Well, just. So I don't think that's going to look as steep as it was or as sketchy as it was. I mean, it wasn't that sketchy. But like it's just again, another beautiful view that I can't believe we get to see. based on what you can see now, you would think we're on a totally different hike. But we are not. We've just kind of got to the top of a mountain and then there's this big clearing. This is similar to Hart's Peak, but we can't even see the mountain because there's so much fog. So we'll make a decision when we get closer if it's a sketchy thing to do or worthwhile. So that is it, but we can't see it. Yeah, we'll see how we go. The fog might move. Fingers crossed. So we've decided not to hike to the top because the visibility is really bad and it's going to be the most dangerous bit where we'll burn our energy the most. So it doesn't seem like the smartest thing to do, especially because there's so many other hikes around here that we want to do. So we have decided to just go to this point, which is still pretty good, have some food and refuel, and then journey back down. So, the one thing that I love about Tasmanian hikes is these. It's a boardwalk through the moorlands, which is to protect the moorlands, which is really great. And I've also discovered that I love moorlands. Like, I love this landscape, which probably means I would love Scotland. I just find it, like, it's like nothing I've ever seen. And it's beautiful. You can walk on this because they have built this path, which is great. So it protects the environment, but it still makes it enjoyable for people because, yeah, you get to do these things, but with minimizing your impact on the environment, which is awesome. I love it. It's so cool. Whoa. I love it. You can really pick up speed on these too. So we're on the return now, and it's so nice having this on the way back. And we ran into a guy who said he'd only been, he'd went the other way than us, and he said he'd only been walking an hour. So it must be a lot flatter and a lot easier because it was a lot for us to get in to the halfway point. So we're picking up so much speed on this lovely boardwalk. We've done the hike, we've done most of it. We decided to take the shortcut down the road rather than back through the bush because we're tired. But it was a nice walk, good hike.
Yeah, great way to spend the day.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it.
Yeah. So we are done. 4 hours and 50 minutes 8 kilometres and 98 98. We'll just round that up to 9. Thanks for watching this week's video. Come along next week as we show you part 2 of our adventures at Mountfield East. We hike the amazing Tarn Shelf Circuit, a big 16-kilometre hike on a beautiful bluebird day. Let us know what you thought of our video and we'll see you soon.